Hello and welcome to the second in this series of tutorial videos regarding Offstage Controls Protocol Emulator. So this time I'm going to be talking about some tips to do with Wireshark and how to capture the messages and understand what's happening inside them. So if we just look at what we've got at the moment, I've carried on with the same 4 responders that we had from the last video. Now I've left DMX Workshop running for a few minutes, so you can see that our packet count is already into the thousands and it's going to carry on going up. And it can be a bit overwhelming when we start looking at Wireshark for these packets, because we're just going to see a lot of data coming through and it can be a bit overwhelming. So let's start by having a just quick look at that. If I open up Wireshark here, I'll get a list of the network cards that this computer has, and I know from our settings screen that we are on vArtnet 2, so that's the one I'm going to want to be capturing on. So I'm going to double click vArtnet 2 and I'm going to see a lot of network traffic coming through. I mean, even just in the first few seconds we're up to 100 packets. So how can we go about finding the ones that we care about and actually start doing some analysis? Well, Offstage Controls Protocol Emulator is here to help. First of all, if we go to our nodes list, we can right click on the IP address here and that copies it into our clipboard in a way that we can paste into the filter of Wireshark. So straight away if we hit filter here, we'll only see packets in relation to that one gateway. It does mean that we don't see any of our broadcast packets, but we'll just see the unicast transmissions to and from DMX Workshop to our gateway. Now this hasn't filtered very much, we're still seeing 92% of our data, so okay, well, that's a good start, but it's not what we want. Well, this time let's go into our RDM devices and let's say, well, we want to see just the data for LED driver 2. Okay, we'll right click the UID and we can paste that in here, and we'll just see data sent from or to that UID. Now that's a smaller list, now we've only got 13%, but it's still growing quite quickly from the background discovery information that's happening here. So we can go even further and we can go into a particular PID. Let's say we want to look at identify device. If we left click here and go to Wireshark and we paste in that we paste in what's in our clipboard, we'll see that we're still talking about all the messages from to or from that one device that have got the PID code for identify device. Aha, we've got no packets now. Okay, so we know that we've not received or sent any of those in the last few minutes, so that's a good opportunity. Let's go into OCPE and let's identify the device, that one, which will make it go red, so we're in identify mode. Go back into Wireshark and we can see, aha, we have indeed sent a get command response, which was in response to a queued message that has been filtered out here. If we want to see what happens if DMX Workshop returns that back off again, if we go into our node list, we find that one device, which is LED driver 2, which is currently on identified on. Turn that off and we will see that DMX Workshop has sent a set command which has identify device and the parameter data to 0, which turns it off. Our responder has replied back acknowledging that message, so we've got acknowledge, and there's no further data, we're simply saying I received that message. And then DMX Workshop asks the question, have you actually turned off like I asked you to? And the responder replies, yeah, my identified device status is 0, which it represents off. And there you have it. That's a great way of filtering the Wireshark list for specific PIDs. We can also right click on a PID, so again we'll go with device hours this time. We right click on it and go into Wireshark, paste that, Control V, new PID code. And this is going to show us all of the messages relating to device hours for these devices, which at the moment is none. I had the wrong, I right clicked on the wrong one. I wanted to right click on device errors, and if I paste that in, I will see all the messages in relation to device errors, and that is because these responders queue up a new message every time that their device error count goes up, and sends it back to DMX Workshop. Okay, thank you very much for listening. I hope they found that helpful.